Welcome back, guys, to our Slamdance coverage of 2024's Slamdance Festival. We're here talking about the film All I've Got and Then Some with Rasheed Stephens and Tehben Dean, the co-directors and writers of the film. This is their debut film as directors, and it's a pretty much autobiographical film based on Rasheed's life and focuses on a day in which he is uh, living in his car, getting into some situations with Uber passengers, and getting ready for his first paid gig as a stand-up comedian. How has this experience been premiering your film at Slamdance, the festival environment, interacting with other filmmakers, and so on?
It's been amazing. Slam Dance it feels like a big family, and it's just such a collaborative and community vibe there. So it really has been amazing. We've met a lot of really amazing people, and our premiere went really well. Um, we've had a lot of great feedback, and we've been to some good panels, some great parties, some great events. So yeah, it's been an amazing experience. It's pretty surreal to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been phenomenal. I have dreamt about being in this moment for a long time. So to be here with family, uh, man, it's a dream come true. It's a dream come true.
Let's dive right into it. All I've Got and Then Some. Considering this is such a personal story, one that's very like surprisingly comedic, but also very true, what gave you the confidence to start writing this story and tell it through film?
Well, so the film, it's a story. It's Rasheed's story about his, an amalgamation of his experiences when he first moved to LA to pursue stand-up like over 12 years ago from Atlanta. But it's also, at its heart, it's a story about not giving up on your dreams. And I think as artists, we all relate to the struggle of trying to get where we want to go, and all of the obstacles and the ups and the downs, and
Having to persevere.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so this film was born out of that. We had another project that was gearing up called East Point, which is actually the film that he auditions for in All I've Got and Then Some. So a little nugget there. But we were gearing up for that film, and then the strikes in Hollywood were announced, and everything kind of started to grind to a standstill. And both of us have been, pursuing this and for over 10 years. And so
Grinding,
yeah,
grinding.
it's just like
That's all.
keep going. And so this film really was like us being like, you know what, another setback. All right, we got to do something. And I, after all that was going on, I was thinking one night about like, okay, what are we gonna do about this? And I was like, we really just need to do something. And I remembered a concept that Rasheed had pitched me a couple years before for a web series that was based off of one of his experiences where he's living in his car and dating a girl who lives two cars behind him.
Accurate, true, so true.
And he wanted to do a web series, but the funding for that ultimately fell through, and things moved on. But I remember that, and I was like, you know what if we take that and we turn it into more of a story about his experience when he first moved out here, and make it into a feature, and just go and shoot it. And I've been a cinematographer and shot a lot of documentary and music videos for years, and I've been really wanting to try shooting a narrative with sort of a documentary approach to it, because I thought that would be really interesting. And so this idea just seemed like the perfect match for that. And so I called him up the next day, and I pitched it to him, and
At the same exact time, what I told him, I said, man, I promise you to God, I just had this same conversation yesterday. So it was crazy that he and I was thinking about the same thing almost simultaneously. And he called me. I was like, man, dog, I was just having that same conversation with another person. So it was so crazy. Can I curse?
Well, we're fine. Yeah, you can totally.
Okay, so yeah, I said I was having that same fucking conversation. By the way, fuck conversation is my favorite word.
But yeah, so at that point we were like, all right, well, shit, we got to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And so we actually got together
The
the
next day.
next day
It was the next day.
and wrote like the entire outline, and then now here we are.
Speaking of that perseverance aspect of the movie, we hear Rashid in the film saying "best day of my life" a lot, and as the movie unfolds, we see how genuine that grateful attitude towards life is in the film. Why is that so crucial to the journey that you were depicting in this movie?
It could resonate with anybody. So I always say you got to count the little things because it's inevitable for anybody not to go through something. I don't care who you are. I don't care how rich you are, where your color, your creed, everybody's going through something. So my whole philosophy is saying, hey, I'm having the best day of my life. I'm going to appreciate every little thing I have in my life. And that's at the very basic and bare minimums. Like even I'm thankful for my teeth, my smile, my ears, just the little things that makes me feel more appreciative of things even more so. So it's like that thing had to be incorporated inside this film. I thought it was necessary. This is not a story about a comedian. It's a human story about how to get over perseverance and stuff, and how to just kind of, even when you're struggling, keep pushing through by any means necessary. Keep pushing through.
I think one of the most surreal things about Slamdance is, you know, we got to that point where it, you know, and in that struggle, and then we decided to make this film, and then for it to premiere at Slamdance just feels like kind of like proof that what we were trying to say is true.
Yeah.
So
Best day of my life. Best day of my fucking life.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Were there any movies, if any, that you watched while working on the outline and the script that inspired your approach to telling this story?
No, but we did watch afterwards because we did a little private screening, and Tevin had not saw the movie before, but Sean Baker's Tangerine, I said, because people kept saying it reminds them of Tangerine, so I said, Tevin, you got to watch this movie. I had watched it before, but as far as like the conception of it, no, it was. I don't think we didn't watch any movies, did we?
No, we really didn't. It was just, you know, conversation, and you know, for me, I think the biggest inspiration was just, you know, just coming out, like I said, about shooting documentary and wanting to experiment with that idea. And then, like, you know, I felt like Rasheed's story was such an amazing story, you know, and really highlighted that ideology of just not giving up and making every day the best day of your life. And it's just such a positive,
Every day.
such a positive person, even in spite of circumstances sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, it was interesting because we did have quite a few people actually say it felt a lot like Tangerine, and so I did go and watch Tangerine after that, and I definitely see the similarities. Tangerine is a great movie, by the way.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's funny because Sean Baker actually responded to me on Instagram. I was like, man, I love your movie so much. A lot of people keep
Oh,
saying that it reminds them. So
wow.
I don't know. I don't know if I can say it, but he may be watching the movie or not. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Hopefully. So some of the most outrageous parts of the movie come from um, your interactions with your Uber passengers and the crazy and hysterical situations that come out of that. How much of that was true? How much of that was exaggerated? Was there anything too crazy for the movie that's happened like that?
There are some embellishments, but most 98% of that stuff were real interactions that I had with people in real life. And the embellishment of this movie was it made me look rich. I actually didn't have Uber. They didn't have Uber when I was homeless. This was back in 2012. They didn't have Uber in Los Angeles. I wish they would have, but then my car had never been towed, nor would I had not been homeless. But all those interactions are definitely real. And I can look back and smile at it, but shit, hey, it definitely happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the Uber driving was, pun intended, I guess, a vehicle to get the to carry the story. Like, it was a way to connect and like it was a great way to like introduce all of those scenarios, which, you know, are so strange, you know, interesting and random. But it was a great way to just kind of like introduce those throughout the story, as well as like kind of carry the thread of the story all around Hollywood. You know, he's crisscrossing Hollywood throughout the day, and so it was a great way for us to drive the story forward and also include a lot of these like interactions.
Drive the story forward. Yeah.
Right. That
Um,
the the most recent story that had happened to me personally was the one, I don't know if you recall this, but it's a story where this guy going, he's asking me my story, like, hey, how did I come to LA? What was my motivation? What did I do? And I tell him, I'm like, hey, I drove out here on an adrenaline of dreams. I lived in my car. And I remember he took this pregnant pause and he's like, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna leave my wife. Hey, don't put that. Hey, don't fucking put that on me, man. Do not put that on me, dog. Don't
that's
put that on
totally
me,
real.
man.
I do remember this.
Yeah, yeah. Don't put that on me at all. It's so funny. That happened. That was the most recent thing that had happened. I'm like, no, I don't know what it is about me. I mean, I guess I know I am gregarious and I love people, but don't tell me. Don't put you divorcing your wife on me, dog. Because now I got to go home with that because I wear my heart on my sleeve. So don't make me. I'm up like 10 days thinking like, man, his wife, he gonna leave his wife and his kids for his girlfriend. And he put it on me. So he gonna say Rasheed Stephens inspired me. No, the hell I didn't. No, the hell I
That is
didn't.
hilarious. And that's interesting that that's the truest one. Speaking of real, Rasheed, if I'm not mistaken, you got your own family to star as themselves in the movie. Is that right?
Hell yeah, I got my daddy, man. My father and my uncle was in the movie. Who else was in the movie? Was anybody else in the family?
I think it was just I think it was just those two, but
Yeah.
but yeah, that was a fun shoot because his dad's a little ornery and he's in Atlanta, and so we had a sound guy. We sent a sound guy to his house to record the other end of the conversation, and then we had to like try to direct him over the phone.
My dad could be stubborn.
So they weren't easy to convince to be a part of all this?
Yeah, to convince him or just for him to take direction. Like my dad
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Like my dad never been on any set, but still trying to almost redirect us.
Kind of direct himself almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
But I think it really worked out. I mean, we did a bunch of takes, and I feel like once we kind of got him to have an actual real conversation, like then it just really came across because I feel like, you know, what he was saying is genuinely how he felt, and because, you know, this is Rasheed's story, that, you know, that really, I think, came across through that.
Yeah, it wasn't a stretch for him at all. Once he got comfortable and stuff, he started to really say some of the stuff that he really felt, and he got, you know, and he got a little emotional, which was great for our movie and stuff, because my father, like myself, he wears his heart on his sleeves. He's a genuinely good person. So I'm glad the world got to see some of the world right now, but hopefully eventually the entire world get to see who my father, Eugene Stephens, is. Yeah.
And
Nice.
well, so the other character that I would say also shows up in this film is your mother, because you referenced her several times, and we ended up using two of his stand-up bits at the end of the film, and one is about his dad and one is about his mom.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about it. That's an interesting point, because I didn't think about that. Yeah, my mother too. I had. It's funny though. I tell you this. I'll be honest with you right now. I literally only had 2 hours of sleep. I was up talking to my mother, like just like praying and stuff, and just talking to her, like, just please send me some serenity and pray that these people resonate with our film. So I always have conversations with my mother mentally and stuff. So I was up just thinking about it, because my mother passed away when I was 11 years old. So I never got to really know her on an adult level, like an intellectual level. So, but mentally I have though. My mother grew up with me right here and right here. So I'm constantly having conversations with my mother. So she said, I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you. And you got a good man next to you. You got a good man next to you.
Now that we've discussed a lot of the themes and the through lines in the film, what do you hope audiences, and specifically aspiring artists or just dreamers like yourselves on a similar journey, take away when they watch this film?
Okay. Before you say that, I want to just say, I forgot he forgot to talk about this. During the actual filming of the movie, and prior to, he and I both were immensely struggling. Like,
Yeah.
it ain't, because I read something before, or I think yesterday, about somebody thinking that we had money. I'm like, no, we didn't have no money ourselves. Like, we were struggling financially. So, it took a lot for us. We gave it all we got and then some. So we both had gone through a lot of recent adversity financially, economically, but thank God now we're heading this way. But
Yeah.
go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, well, but I mean, I would say, yeah, what we hope is to inspire people to, believe in themselves and not give up on their dreams, because I do believe that if you believe in yourself and you don't give up, then you will succeed. And this film, like I said earlier, getting to Slamdance is just like, it feels like proof that is real,
By any means, like I said, so to any aspiring artist, matter of fact, I don't like to call them aspiring, because you are an artist. Once you're doing it, you are an artist. You are.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't believe in the idea of aspiring unless you're just sitting on your ass. Excuse me for my lack of euphemism, but if you're sitting on your ass and not doing nothing, but if you are doing it, I don't care if it's a short film, if it's a skit, if it's anything you do, you are an artist in that whatever how way you want to define it. So that's how I'm redefining. Fuck it. You go ahead.
Yeah, no, and I was going to say too, like, I think we've both been in the industry for a long time, and it's easy, especially I think if you go to film school, it's easy to kind of fall into this idea that there's a certain way you have to do it, and there's a certain approach you have to take, and you need this and this and this and this in order to like be able to make a film. But these days, everyone has a camera in their pocket. Like, if you have a story to tell, you can tell that story. And I also believe that anybody who is in the industry and actually cares about art, if they see something you did with your phone, no matter how bad the technical quality may be, like, if you have heart in it and you have a story that you're trying to tell and you have a vision for that story, that will come across and that will get you noticed. So don't feel like you can't do it because you don't have the tools, because you do have the tools.
Yeah, and always do it. And this always resonates with people. When you do it from here and then here, oh man, matter of fact, don't do it from here. Do it from here. Your heart.
Yeah.
The shit will resonate with people, because every person, like I said, that's what I'm starting to learn about this whole process. Everybody's connected in some kind of way. Everybody. I don't care where the fuck you from. Everybody's connected, because at the end of the day, we're human beings. So this is a human story. So as artists, just go out there and challenge yourself. Just shoot something from the heart. It don't have to be the most fanciest thing at all. Just grab some tools. Like Tehben was just saying, your camera's right there in your pocket. Just shoot something, keep going. And then sometimes you don't worry about how long it may take. Just enjoy the process. The process is what you have to enjoy. Enjoy the process. Then you're a living artist. Then you got the freaking core. You got your heart at it. Keep going, and never give up. Have the best day of your motherfucking life. Boom.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's so special about what you guys are doing, and what a lot of us hope to do, is you don't need some degree or one path to legitimize yourself as an artist. All you need is the drive, and hopefully we can all get to the best day of our lives, as you say.
And you will, as long as you woke up, you breathing and shit. That's the best day of your life right there. As long as you woke up and you breathing, that's the best day in your life. And then watch this. This is another story I forgot about. Neither one of us went to film school, but hey, that's the testament. You got to do what you love. Neither one of us, we both self-taught. We probably took a couple of seminars here and there, but never went to film school in the traditional way. So it's like, hey, just do it. If you love it, do it.
Yeah, just start making.
Well, it seems like you guys are having the time of your lives at Sundance, and I'm sure this is not the last we'll be hearing and seeing from you. It's been so great to talk to you guys about All I've Got and Then Some. Anything you'd like to say about the film? Do you guys have any more screenings and so on?
We do. I don't know when this is going live. We have our next screening at Slamdance is tomorrow, the 25th of January, 2024 at 2:30 p.m. at the Yarrow Hotel in Park City. Rasheed is performing a stand-up set at Slamdance this evening.
A whole hour to promote our movie.
Yeah, and I'll have a couple comedian friends there as well. That's for the happy hour slam dance. And then the next time our film will screen is going to be in LA for the Pan African Film Festival. We just got word about that. The date, I believe, are the 9th and the 18th. And if you follow us on social media, you will get updates on the specifics.
So my last note is, please go watch All I've Got and Then Some. If you're any human being, matter of fact, let's just say if you're any kind of critic, you're gonna get inspired by life. Our film is gonna wake you up and get you to life, man. Keep going and keep pushing. Like I had this conversation with some of my family. I call my family right now. This is my filmmaking team, but I was like, man, anytime we're going through anything, we look inside the mirror. Even if you're not feeling it, say it 28 times. The best day of my life, the best day of my life, the best day of my life. You're gonna start feeling it. Get inspired by this film. You're gonna realize it came straight from our heart. It's not acting. It's real life. It's real life. And it's gonna resonate with people. If you allow yourself to be vulnerable and take this film in, you're gonna realize that we spoke definitely right here at our core. At our core. So just go watch All I've Got and Then Some.
Be on the lookout for those screenings. Keep following All I've Got and Then Some on Instagram and social media. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. And thanks again for talking.
Hey,
Thank you.
yes, sir.